Hi guys, this is Joseph from Jouleconcepts. I'm excited to come with this new tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to be looking at bridge tool and stitch and sew tool. So I want to say thank you guys for last tutorial, for your response and everything. It really means a lot to me. I really appreciate everything. So in this tutorial we're going to continue in the modeling tool, in the modeling technique, and we're going to look at bridge tool and stitch and sew. So let's get into the tutorial. I have a cuboid and a cylinder in my scene, and what I did was just to further subdivide these two objects into several segments, and that is for the purpose of the tool that I'm going to be talking about soon. So in this tutorial we're going to be looking at two tools. The first one is the bridge tool and the second one is the stitch and sew tool. So there is something I never made mention in the starting of this series, and that is how you can change your viewport to conform to creating modeling, or to conform to model tools and all that. So it brings up all the modeling tools for you to work on. So, and that is by going to this layout. So if we go to the layout here, where you have the startup, click on it, you're going to see model. This is it. You're going to see model. So once you click on model, it's going to change and brings out all your modeling tools. So this is good for, and notice what happens to the screen. It maximizes the screen and bring out what is important for modeling, and other things that are not necessary, like the timeline, take them off and all that. So I just felt you should know about that, but I don't really use this layout. So but we can continue with this layout. So I'm going to select the cube or cuboid and go to any of the components mode. So for me to choose, and notice what happens as soon as I select an object and I go to a particular mode, all these tools comes out, and some are grayed out. And the reason why some are grayed out is because those ones grayed out cannot be used in this components mode. But if you switch to another mode, they come up, some come up and some other gray outs. Can you see this? This is on for polygon, but as soon as you go to edge, it goes off. So this just lets you know those tools that can work for different mode. And you have different categories here. You have your loop selection, you have your ring selection, all these things. So these are here for you to work with. So let's start with the points mode. So for me to bring up my bridge, once you right click, you see your bridge, and you can see the shortcut there. That is B for the shortcut, or MB. So anytime you need bridge tool and you don't want to do a right click method, you can just hit B on your keyboard, and that initializes the command. So if I click on bridge, you can notice what we have here in the attribute manager. We only have one option, delete original polygon. So really you don't really do much with you don't really have so much information to change for bridge tool. So let's see how we make use of it. So as soon as you go to bridge and you are in point mode, that means you need to connect point to point. So sorry, by the way, bridge is used to connect geometries or components of the geometry. So let's assume you have a loop, or you have an open section of an object and you want to close it up. So you can use a loop to create the bridge between them. So for you to use bridge in point mode, all you do is just click on the first point and drag. Just click and hold it down. Click and drag it to the next point you want. As soon as you let go, it creates the bridge on that. So go to the next one, click and drag, release your hand, so automatically it creates the polygon. So I'm still in my mode. If I still click and drag to the next point to create the polygon, so once I'm done, I'll just press enter or escape to stop. Then that's how you bridge using point mode. So basically all you do is just click and drag, click and drag. Once you're done, escape, and that goes. Alright, okay, so I'm going to undo the last one. So let's try and see the edge mode, because there's nothing really here. And notice delete original polygon is grayed out. That means it is not available for point mode. So if we go to edge mode, it's still not available. So that means we'll only be able to do the normal thing, which is going to an edge that we want, click and drag it over to the opposite edge that you want to join to, then release. Once you let go, you have it joined together. So, and that doesn't mean you can only do that for the top edges. You can go into this object here and click and drag to where you want to join it to, then release, and you have that joined together. So that is just that. So we don't really have much with point and edge. So I'm going to select polygon and delete some of these objects here. So select this, hold down shift, select, and delete. Do the same thing here, select it, delete. So let's go to polygon mode. Now for the polygon mode, if you go to polygon mode and you hit B on your keyboard, you cannot do anything, but the only thing you notice is that this place is now available for me to either select or deselect, but we'll get back to this in a minute. So but now I cannot click and drag anything, because for you to use bridge in polygon mode, you have to have the object that you want to join together selected for bridge to work. So I will go back to my selection or move mode, then just select 2 points that I want to join together. So let's say this and this. So once I have those points selected, then I can go to the bridge tool. B on my keyboard takes me to the bridge tool. Then I can just come over this polygon, click and drag, and notice what is happening. Let me undo this so you see it very well. So if I come here and click and drag, see what is happening. It's trying to create a point. It's trying to bridge, but it's telling me the reference point on this polygon that I want to bridge on. So what if I choose this as my reference point? What happens is that the down part of this, the down point of this polygon will be connected to this top point. Then this other point will now get connected to here. So that's how it goes. So if you let go here, see what happens. And so this is just to let you know that when you are doing your bridge, you should know how you want, you should know the interpolation and the points that you want to be connected. So I'll undo that and do the proper way. So I'll click from here and make sure this down part is connected to this down part and let go. As soon as I let go, I have that object bridged together, and it's just to create this geometry. Alright, so let's look at what this does. Now, as soon as you bridge two polygon, it creates the interconnection between them, but what happens is that it closes the two polygons behind them. So the two polygons are closed. And if that is your design or that is what you intend doing, fine. But in some cases what you want is you want to join these two together, but like you are trying to create a channel, by joining them together. You don't want these 2 points or these 2 polygons to be blocked. You just want to have a pathway. Then what you will need to do is, if you hit P on your keyboard, check this rather, so that it deletes the original polygon. Then if you click and drag, then it creates that, but if you come here, the polygons are deleted, so you can have your free entrance into this. Alright, so that's pretty much it for bridge. We don't really have so much on bridge, so that's just to let you know how you can use bridge for your point mode, edge mode, and your polygon mode. So we'll go to the next tool, and the next tool we have is the stitch and sew. So if I deselect everything by clicking on an empty space, then nothing is selected. Then I'll right click on my keyboard, go to stitch and sew. So I go to stitch and sew. Then you can also use a stitch and sew in your point mode, edge mode, and polygon mode. But for the stitch and sew, you have two options here. These two options are not really. I'm going to get to that in a bit. Alright, so what does stitch and sew? What does it do? Really, stitch and sew has a kind of similar functionality with bridge. That is why I'm bringing both of them together in this series, so you see where to use them and what you can do with each of those and other things. So stitch and sew will join polygons, but in this case it's taking a reference point and joining to another point. That is what stitch and sew does. So for we to see this clearly, I'm going to select this cylinder and this polygon and connect them together so that they become one object. At this point, the cube is a particular object and the cylinder is a different object. So I want to join them such that once I select any of these, they will be selected. So basically what I do is just highlight both of them. Once I have both of them highlighted, I'll right click, then I will move down and see I'll see connect object and delete. So this is it. So if I click on connect object and delete, it joins them together and optimizes everything. So even if I select one, both of them is selected. If I go to any of this mode, you can notice I can select both of them and work. Alright, so let's look at stitch and sew. So if I'm in my point mode, if I go to right click and I go to stitch and sew, the shortcut is MP, so you can see that MP. So if I don't want to right click, I can just hit MP on my keyboard and that goes. So if I click on stitch and sew, so what happens is that you click on the polygon you want to join, just like your bridge, click and drag to where you want to join it to. As soon as you do that, that polygon goes to that place and get connected automatically. So now this now becomes just one polygon driving those both objects. So that is, you can see it is similar to bridge. Just click and drag to the point you want, and that is what that does. And so if I hit MP on my keyboard, you have that. So let's see what all these things what they do. So if I click on create end gun and I click and drag, see nothing happens. The reason why nothing is happening is because I have this object selected at this point. So when you want to use this stitch and sew and all that, make sure nothing is selected, and that box MP. So now I can select because I don't have any points selected. And if you have points or points selected and you try to run this command, it restricts your command to those points that you have selected. That is why I could not select any other point other than that one point that I had selected. But now that I don't have anything selected, then I can go to any point and work. So if I click and drag here up to this place, for instance, do we have anything? Nothing different in particular here. So I really don't know what this does. Then for only visible elements, it only works when you have an object. Now this visible element is also seen in the selection tool, such that when you are working on a part of an object, you don't accidentally go to the back of it and select. So let me explain with this. So if I go to this polygon mode and I go to selection, I think this you should understand by this. So if I go to this selection, where I'm coming. So you can have only select visible elements. Checked. What happens if I highlight this object and select some part of this object? The only object that will be selected and I'm sure about are those ones that I am seeing here. So even if I go to the back of this object, nothing is selected because I'm sure I have this checked on. So it's only selecting those ones that are visible to me. But if I uncheck this and I select some parts here, so what is happening? Notice it's selecting some parts at this end and here. So if I orbit around, you can notice what is happening. It's selecting some object at the back of this, some polygon at the back of that object. That is what this does. So if you don't want to accidentally select some parts or some things behind, you just want to restrict your selection to what you are selecting, then you would want to have this only select visible elements checked, so that when you do this, you don't accidentally select anything behind. So I think that is the best way I can explain this object. You'll be seeing more of this option in different tools. So if I hit MP, or let me deselect first, go to point mode, MP for stitch and sew. So you also have that here. So if you click and drag, you see, but if you have this selected, click and drag, you have that. So nothing really special. So I'm going to undo some of this stuff. So we'll go to the edge mode. So we go to edge mode, and you come here and click and drag. It joins this together, and let me do that. Sorry, I think I should just do it here so I'll be sure of what we are selecting. So if I click and drag, you can also see this line just like you had for the bridge. So if I click and drag and release here, it joins that part. I think you have selected something here. So this edge to this edge, and that is connected, and have this. So if I select here, sorry, so click this and let it come to this place. That is selected and joined together. So you have this. So what is happening now about this stitch and sew? I'm going to explain now. So let me delete this polygon. So we have, so I'll go to polygon mode, select tolerance, so that even if I don't completely cover it, select that and delete. So I have this. So let's see some things here. So if I go to edge mode and I hit MP for my stitch and sew, and I try to join this edge to this edge, what happens is that the edge that I am dragging to the other edge will be the one to move, to join. You notice this is the edge I drag, and as I drag it to the other edge, this one moves to meet it, to be stitched to this. So if I come to this place and drag from here to this place, what happens is that this edge on my left goes to the right. So I need you to know that when you're using stitch and sew, the edge that you drag to the other edge is the one that is moving. So if I do that and I hold down my shift key, notice what happens. Shift key is now different because I have this key combination. So what shift key would do is just to create that bridge between them. Just create a polygon and join them together. That is what shift key does. But if you don't have shift key selected and you just click and drag, what will happen is that it's going to bring that object that I have selected and try to join it to the other object. So I think you should know that is there. So if you have a command or control or command key selected and you do that, both ends will come and get joined to the middle of that object. So I think you see the difference between those three methods of doing that. So in recap, if you don't have anything selected, just click and drag. What happens is that it takes the one you have drag and try to join it there. Then if you hold down shift and do that selection, it just create a polygon that joins them. But if you hold down control or command to do that, what happens is that it brings both edges and try to join them at the middle. So that is what that does. So you can also apply all these things in your polygon mode. So you have your polygon mode and you want to do that. Just like your bridge, you can't do anything if you don't have a polygon selected. So I have to select some polygons here. To select this and hold down shift, select this, so I have both polygons selected. If I hold MP now, I can click and drag, release, this comes and get joined together, get joined to that. If you hold down my shift key and click and drag, make sure the points are connected rightly, then release my hand, it creates a now. So this is working as bridge when you don't have delete original polygon selected, so it closes that polygon. So alright, so if I undo that, then if I hold down command or control and do that, it brings both of them and join them at the middle, so you have this. So I hope that makes sense. Alright, so that is it about bridge. So you could use bridge for so many things. When in my last tutorial, when I created the mug and I textured Milo, I used bridge, and at the end of the handle, when I wanted to join the other handle to the other part, so I use bridge. So you could use this tool to your advantage and make polygon modeling so easy for yourself, and life will be good. And I think that is the end of this tutorial. If you learned something, be sure to comment and tell me where you can use it. If you are able to use it in anything, please share in the description below so we can all discuss that. And if you are new to this channel, I want to say I would love you to subscribe so that subsequent tutorials, as I drop them, you get them, and hit the notification bell so that you'll be the first set of people who have that tutorial and watch. So I would say thank you and God bless. Oh, by the way, I want to appreciate you guys for your comments in my last tutorial. It really meant a lot to me. It still means a lot to me, and it shows that I'm having good engagement and I'm gradually growing. And the thing with it is that this process is continuous for me. The more I make this tutorial, the more I learned new things, and it's actually helpful for me and not only you guys. So I want to say thank you for your response, thank you for your participation, and I want to say God bless you. So do have a wonderful day and God bless you.